number 3 video of things I've kept. These are books I have enjoyed and I've kept them and I want to share them with everyone. So I'm pulling them out, and if they're a series, but I'll show you both books in a series. How many books is this going to be? I don't know. How many videos? I don't know. But it's going to be fun. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So this is a series. Now, mind you, things that annoy me about series when the books, these match, but I wish I had them both in hardback or both in paperback. Lesson learned. I did not know it was going to be a duology or a series, so I would have bought a nicer copy of the first one. This is The House in the Cerulean Seas and Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which is the second book. I did find out there is going to be a third book now. I think 2027 or 2028 even. So it's a very slow series to come out, but there's not cliffhangers. So it's not like you're like, oh. Like I read the first one having no idea there was a second one, and I wasn't waiting for it. I was very happy to dive back in. So why would you read this? Number one, it's great example of found family. Magical orphanages exist across the world to house the children that are showing magical powers. Everything from a kid who's sort of like a jellyfish-ish being, but he talks to something that's there's like Satan's child, Lucifer. Then there's also like a gnome, a girl who has a beard like a gnome, and she can make things grow in her garden. There's a fairy involved. There's all kinds of fantastic. There's a phoenix involved. There's all kinds of creatures, people who have magical powers, and the world has decided that they're housed in orphanages, but it's not like they're getting adopted. They're just housing them there, trying to keep them under control. And it'll remind you a little bit of those villages, those orphanages where we took around the world, people took children away from their parents to make them better. It's a little unclear, even in book 1 and 2, what happened to all the parents of all these children. But some of them were definitely orphaned, but it's not clear that they all were. I am fascinated by the whole book because what happens in the first one is the guy works at the Department of Magical Cooperation, or whatever the hell it's called, Department of Magical Youth. And they are in charge of reviewing these homes and checking in on the home that the caretakers are doing their job. And he's got a kind of sucky job because it's not like they're wanting the children to prosper and learn how to use their powers and feel in control. They just want to keep them down and under control. Like that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for the children themselves to be they're not looking for the children to develop into amazing human beings, really. That's not their goal. And so you really feel like it's a little sad what he does. But it's a job. He's got to do it. So the one house he goes to, though, these children have a special caretaker who grew up in one of these homes, and he gets it. And he wants to create a home for these children. He would like to adopt these children even. And how does that work? What happens if they get a new child? So the first 2 books in the series have been fantastic. I mean, the sense of found family in these is really beautiful. And there's a little bit of a love story that develops, but it's very sweet, and it's not at all different. And I had to get a little chuckle out of who said they needed to be assimilated at all. Was any choice given? Arthur's gaze hardened slightly. And he says, well, no, I don't suppose it was, but it was for the greater good. For whom? What happens when they grow up, Linus? It's not as if things will change. They'll still be registered. They'll still be monitored. There will always be someone looking over their shoulder, watching every move they make. It doesn't end because they leave this place. It's always the same. Linus sighed. I'm not trying to argue with you on this. Arthur nodded. Of course not. If we were arguing, it would mean that we were both so set in our ways we wouldn't be amenable to seeing it from the other side. And I know I'm not that stubborn. Precisely, Linus said, relieved. And they goes, hey! Like, you're going to get it. Linus and Arthur are very fun. I am frustrated. These children are faced with nothing but preconceived notions about who they are. And they grow up to be adults who know only the same. You said it yourself. Lucy wasn't who you expected him to be, which means you already had decided in your head who he was. How can we fight prejudice if we do nothing to change it? If we allow it to fester, what's the point? So these have a deeper message, and they have the story of, the love he has for these children is pure and heartwarming. I think you'll find it's a really great fantasy, magical realism world, and I would encourage you to take a look at this book, both of them.